Hi John, we go on a bit further with yours. We've got the rear body mounts on now. We've cut the old rotten ones off. I think they've been junk maybe, I'm not sure, and welded the new ones in place. So there's quite a bit of time there with measuring and what have you, but they all look nice. And we've made big inroads into this rear chassis section now. We've cut off the rear trailing arm, the metalwork around the trailing arm pocket, and it's all a bit of a mess. This inner section here was all manky. Just give us the old bits, Adam, and I'll show John those. And we've also cut out part of the rear cross member. This very badly cut out line here wasn't us, I'll hasten to add.
Like that.
Yeah, that's the rear section that's been cut off, so you can see it's all rotted out here completely. And the main reason for that will be this drain channel will have been blocked in the past, and it's just laid with water in it, I guess, water and road muck and what have you. So that's all been cut out. That's the only bugger. We've got to try and find a bit on an old chassis outside, because I can't buy that part new anymore. I can't buy it at all, I should say. But before we get into that, when we took this piece out here, you could see all this section in here was rotted out. So we've let a new piece. There it is. There's the old bit of. Yeah, that's the old. That's this part here, which I'll come to in a second. So we've replaced. We cut this inside rail off. The replacement part we got. It fitted so badly that you couldn't use it, so we've used a part of it to repair your existing rail, and then we're using the new outer piece, which doesn't fit too bad. So that's the new outer section that replaces this part here. So it's an epic bloody task to do all this, and to make it nice and make it as invisible as possible. I mean, you'd need to look very, very hard when this is done, I think, to see that any work had been done at all. That's the name of the game here. You see so many where they're just covered up with thin metal and bits of box section and whatnot, and just look shocking. Whereas this will look absolutely stock when it's all finito. But it does take time. I mean, what is it now? Thursday. We've been on this 1, 2, 3 and a bit days so far to do all of this, and then we've got the other side to do. We've already done the front frame horns. We did those a while back, and they took some time, but if you remember how blown apart all the front frame sections were, and that now looks lovely. We've also renewed, let me come around this way again, renewed the mountings that the front A-arms go onto, and we took those off another chassis that we've got outside, but they're all on very, very nice. Did you remember there was all that big lump of well, I don't know what you call it. It looked like well, I don't know, but a great big lump of weld on there. They tried to fill probably 3/8 of an inch gap, perhaps a bit more, just with weld, and it looked terrible. But that's all good. I'll take you a quick whiz round the other side so you can see what we're actually fixing and what we're starting with. This is the pocket, and you can see in there, bloody well, I don't know if you can see, but it's terrible. And we're going to have the same problem, but I think slightly worse on this side that we've got on the other side. So I think we'll be into this next week as well. Yeah, I've got a light here. That's oh, well, I wish he hadn't given me a torch now. That's a fairly depressing sight in there, John. And with all of this, it would stop you getting the wheel alignment shims in there and getting any kind of setup on it. Yes, it's not very good, but never fear, we will prevail and have this looking like new again in I won't say no time, but in the not too distant. I'll do some more as we move on.